North Korea, a country shrouded in secrecy, ruled by a single-family dynasty and cut off from much of the world. But what's actually happening inside this isolated nation right now? Let's go behind the curtain and uncover the facts. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea, or DPRK, was founded in 1948 after World War II. It has been ruled by 3 generations of the Kim family: Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, and now Kim Jong-un. But despite calling itself a democracy, North Korea is considered one of the most authoritarian regimes on earth. Let's start with the economy, which is one of the weakest globally. According to estimates from South Korea's Bank of Korea, North Korea's GDP in 2023 was just $28.9 billion, roughly the size of a small city's economy. For comparison, South Korea's GDP is over $1.6 trillion. North Korea's per capita income is estimated at less than $1,300 per year, placing it among the poorest countries in the world. The economy is heavily centralized and controlled by the state, with limited private enterprise. However, small markets known as jangmadang have unofficially grown since the 1990s famine, allowing for some grassroots capitalism. Food shortages remain a chronic problem. A United Nations report from 2022 estimated that over 40% of the population, roughly 10 million people, are undernourished. North Korea frequently experiences crop failures due to poor infrastructure, lack of fertilizer, and extreme weather. Floods and droughts regularly devastate farmland, and international aid is often limited due to sanctions and government restrictions. Speaking of sanctions, North Korea is one of the most heavily sanctioned countries on the planet. Due to its nuclear weapons program, the United Nations, the US, and the EU have imposed strict economic and financial restrictions. These sanctions limit North Korea's ability to trade goods like coal, minerals, and textiles, key sources of income. Despite this, the country reportedly earns hundreds of millions of dollars annually through cybercrime and cryptocurrency theft. In 2022 alone, North Korean hackers stole an estimated $1.7 billion in crypto assets, according to Chainalysis. The regime uses this revenue to fund its weapons programs and the Leap class, bypassing sanctions. Now let's talk about military power, one of North Korea's main focuses. The country maintains one of the largest standing armies in the world, with over 1.2 million active soldiers and nearly 6 million reserves. North Korea spends around 25% of its GDP on its military, a staggering percentage by global standards. In recent years, North Korea has conducted a record number of missile tests. In 2022 alone, it launched over 70 ballistic missiles, the most in its history. Among them was the Hwasong-17, its largest intercontinental ballistic missile, capable of reaching the U.S. mainland. North Korea claims to have nuclear warheads and hydrogen bombs, although independent verification is difficult. Estimates suggest North Korea has between 40 to 60 nuclear warheads as of 2024. International negotiations, like the Trump-Kim summits of 2018 and 2019, failed to bring long-term denuclearization. Today, tensions remain high with South Korea, Japan, and the United States. But while the military receives massive funding, the people live under extreme surveillance and censorship. North Korea ranks dead last in the World Press Freedom Index, with 0 independent media allowed. All TV, newspapers, and radio are state-controlled, and only government-approved content is permitted. Owning a foreign film, listening to K-pop, or using a non-government cell phone can result in imprisonment or execution. Speaking of prisons, the country operates a vast network of political prison camps known as Kwanliso. Amnesty International and defectors report that tens of thousands of people, including children, are held in these camps without trial. There's no freedom of religion, no freedom of speech, and no right to protest. Even watching foreign movies or speaking ill of the regime can lead to death or decades of hard labor. Let's look at how people survive. Most citizens receive rations from the state, but supplies are unreliable. Many rely on black markets to get food and basic necessities, which comes with its own risks. Bribery is common, and the poorest suffer the most. Still, some underground information seeps in. USB drives smuggled from South Korea and China have allowed some North Koreans to watch South Korean dramas and learn about the outside world. Sanctions still occur, but far less frequently in recent years. The North Korean border is one of the most heavily fortified in the world. Crossing it is a deadly risk, especially since the pandemic, when borders were sealed even tighter. In fact, North Korea took drastic COVID-19 measures, closing all borders, halting trade, and claiming to have 0 cases for over a year. These lockdowns worsened food shortages and economic problems, pushing many families into extreme poverty. Now let's talk about the elite, the privileged class in Pyongyang. While the majority of North Koreans struggle, the elite enjoy luxuries like imported cars, alcohol, and private schools. Kim Jong-un himself is known for living lavishly. Reports say he imported Mercedes-Benz limos, Rolex watches, and over $4 million worth of alcohol in a single year. He reportedly even studied in Switzerland under a false identity in his youth. Yet very little is known about his personal life. Even his children's identities are largely kept secret. Recently, Kim's daughter Kim Ru-ae has made appearances in public, sparking speculation that she may be groomed as a successor. But the country's future remains deeply uncertain. With increasing sanctions, food shortages, and growing awareness among the younger generation, pressure is building from within. At the same time, China remains North Korea's largest trade partner and political ally. Over 90% of North Korea's trade is with China, making it a vital lifeline. Yet even China grows frustrated with North Korea's provocations, especially missile tests near its borders. So what's next? North Korea continues to develop its weapons, tighten control, and maintain secrecy. But the cracks are showing. Information, though limited, is getting in. And the outside world is watching closely. Behind the wall of censorship lies a country full of mystery, tragedy, and resilience. And perhaps someday, the people of North Korea will have the freedom to tell their own story.